Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Episode number 383, Drink Until You podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. An intermission for this Game 3, Dallas Stars, Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to have to break this podcast up into two different segments here. My Stars not looking so hot. Down 3-1 going into the third. We'll touch more on that later. I am drinking the White Claw Surge. I finally kept the can to tell you guys which one it is. It's called Surge. White Claw Surge in a blue can. 8% alcohol by volume. I'm drinking the blackberry. That's the only flavor I've tried so far. So it's my favorite. So let's go ahead and have our first drink. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. Hopefully my text messages don't mess up the recording. I know there's people texting me right now about the Stars game. What's going on? It's crazy, dude. We're playing really well. It's not working out for us this game. We'll get into that later. What we're going to start with, man, I heard this story on Twitter. I heard some coworkers talking about this story, and I have to say something. I have to give you guys the story in case you haven't heard it. But I just love, human, how do I say it? How do I describe it? I love it when humans do, superhuman things. Or, our body protects us from things that should really kill us. You know what I mean? I'm sure we've all heard the story of, after the wreck, the car is sitting on top of the sun and it's on fire, gonna explode, and the mom finds the strength within herself to lift the car off of him so they can get to safety. Something she would normally never be able to do, or she wouldn't really even attempt to do. The adrenaline in that moment, the thought of losing someone she loves is enough to give her this superhuman strength briefly, to help the situation and get them to safety. There's that story I heard some years back about the lady who was in her house and the tornadoes, just ripping everything apart outside. She's doing her best to hide in her house, and it's no good. I mean, the tornado's just ripping through everything, and something knocks her out, and she wakes up 2 miles away from her house or some crazy shit like that. She wakes up 2 miles away from her house with minor injuries. So this tornado took her up into the air and flung her, her body just 2 miles away from her house, and she has no injuries hardly from it. That's just amazing. I guess, being out unconscious is kind of helpful in that moment. The dude who fought the mountain lion and killed it is, another one of those stories. Even though I will say this is come to find out the mountain lion was a cub. You're thinking when they told the story, it's this full-grown mountain lion. And then come to find out it's the cub. And you're oh, that kind of takes away from the story. But, at the same time, it really doesn't. I mean, if you've ever been clawed by a cat or bitten by a cat, I used to work at a vet clinic, man. I'd have to wear welder's gloves to hold some of the cats. And, dude, cats bit me through the welder's glove. They couldn't penetrate my skin because there was enough, thickness of the leather. But I could feel how powerful, their jaw was. Just a little house cat, but trying to bite me, let me go, It still left a bruise on my hand, even though they couldn't penetrate my skin. It's that's a small scale. You put that in a cub, Like, that Cub should have won that match, against that human, even an adult male. Like, that Cub should have won that game. I mean, that Cub outshot him. That Cub, outchecked him. That Cub had a better game plan going into Game 3 of their Game 7 series, and it's like there's still, it wasn't enough. So, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, I love shit like that. So I heard about this story, and it really, honestly, blew me away that someone so young could do this and, deal with everything that happened. So her name is Julianne Kopecki. I'll spell the last name for you. Koepcke. Kopecki. I don't know how to say it. She's a 17-year-old. Christmas Eve, 1971. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even thought of yet when this was all going down. But basically, I guess she was on a flight with her mom, and they were going over the Peruvian jungle, through a storm or whatever, and a lightning bolt in the middle of the storm struck their plane and basically blew the fuselage in 2 pieces. And I guess maybe that happening knocked Julianne out, who is the star of our story, who is the stud of our story here. It knocked her out. She falls out of the sky from the plane, 10,000 feet in the air, through the canopy of the Peruvian jungle, still attached to her seat, still seat belted in, and lands on the ground and wakes up. Fell out of a plane, no parachute. The canopy probably helped brace her impact, but dude, I mean, if you hit anything, coming out of the sky at that speed, you can hit water, dude. It doesn't matter. That shit is like concrete. You can hit tree branches or, big leaves on tree. It doesn't matter, dude. That shit's like concrete. You're just going so fast. But yeah, so she lands in the jungle, still attached to her seat, wakes up. She's got, just injuries galore. She's got a broken collarbone. She's got a severe concussion. She's got cuts in her arms and her legs. One of her eyes is swollen shut, they reported. And so she is alive. I'm sure she has as many questions as anyone else would. How did she survive falling out of a plane, no parachute? Gotta be thankful for that. You gotta be really thankful for that. I'm still alive. That's incredible. Oh no, wait. I'm in the middle of the Peruvian jungle and I have to survive this now. So she does. I don't know what she ate. I don't know what she drank. I assume it's raining, with the storm that happened that actually knocked her out of the sky. It's raining, so maybe she has a water source, but I doubt she knows, 17 years old, how to hunt, how to fend for herself. And she survives 10 days in the Peruvian jungle. And she comes across this, I guess they were doing, they were logging. They had an encampment that, a bunch of loggers lived in when they're doing their work. And they go home, they come back months later. So she finds this camp and there's no one there. She basically just has to wait there for someone to show up, for someone to help. And luckily, the loggers, they do show up and they do help her, and take her, to get fixed up and everything. And, sorry, I accidentally hit the stop button. But yeah, she gets fixed up. She's, taken to the authorities and everything. And she actually helps them locate the plane wreck. And, the sad part is that her mom had passed away in the plane. I mean, she was literally the only survivor of this plane wreck. And I think falling, to the earth by herself is probably the only thing that saved her. It's sad that, she had to find her mom and everything like that and lead the authorities there. But 17 years old, I couldn't imagine, dude. I'm going to go out there and say, Christmas Eve, no less, good Lord. I'm going to go out on a limb and say she had zero survival skills in her back pocket to, pull out during that time. She just made it work, which is incredible, dude. That's one of the most amazing. I've never heard, and I bet I could search the internet. I've never heard of someone falling from the sky from an airplane that's at altitude and living to tell the tale about it. I mean, that's usually just case closed. That's how it ended. It's just fucking incredible that not only did she survive the fall, but yeah, she survived the jungle. I mean, I don't know what kind of animals are in the Peruvian jungle, but you say the word jungle, and that implies a lot of snakes and spiders and critters. Oh my God, how scared would have anybody been? No matter the survival level, if you had some survival skills or none, I mean, that's just a terrifying situation to wake up to, They said there were leeches on her, and they had to pour gasoline, the loggers had to pour gasoline on her to get the leeches on. Dude, it's honestly incredible that human instinct just kicked in to survive. And she did. Supposedly she followed a river that led her to, some sort of civilization, even if it was just the loggers' camp. Just an incredible story, man. Go look it up. Her name is Julianne Kopchecki. I don't know how to say it exactly, but damn, bro, if anybody deserves a Drink Until You Podcast Golden Mug Award, it's her. Christmas Eve, 1970. What a sad Christmas, too. I mean, that's horrible. That's horrible. I mean, she can be thankful for her life, but you know how bad that probably, had to deal with all that shit, all the trauma years later. It's incredible / really, really sad. So, not to bring down the mood. Sorry if that depressed you, but it shouldn't have. That shouldn't depress you. Yeah, it's a story of triumph. A story of not giving up. A story of coming back. Game 3 while you're down 3-1. Going into the third period. Anyways, let's go ahead and have another drink. I got to pause here and see the rest of this game, and I'll get back with you guys. Cheers, everybody. All right, 1 second. I will be right back with Podcast Magic. All right, and we're back. Those damn Edmonton Oilers. My Dallas Stars win 6-5. They take game number 3. I'm kidding. That didn't happen. We lost. The Stars lost 5-1, or was it 6-1? I couldn't even keep track there at the end. Not a great feeling. I know how all you Dallas fans are feeling. You're feeling defeated. You got your head down. You're feeling sad about your team. I get it. I understand. I have that feeling too. I just ignore it. But in all reality, I mean, this is just one game. It's bound to happen, dude. The good news is, next game, if you get the split, if you can get the next game, if you can win that one, All of this, all that happened today, all of that is erased. It's like the Men in Black little, look right here. Look into this red light, and then they erase your memory. That's what my Stars need after this game. It was, dude, we out-hit them, I believe. I don't know the final totals. But for a majority of the game, we out-hit them, we outshot them. I believe we were better on face-offs. We killed some crucial penalties there. And I'm not mad at my Stars at all. It's going to happen, dude. Look at that first series with Colorado. How many of those games, just be honest with yourself, Dallas Stars fans. How many of those games did the Stars not deserve to win, but they won anyway? I mean, literally, Colorado was out hitting us, out shooting us, beating us in face, just beating us in every facet of the game, and we would still squeak out wins. And to sympathize with Colorado, it's not a good feeling. It feels awful. But that's okay, man. Like I said, it's one game. Dude, Edmonton could have scored 100 goals this game. They can't win the series in this game. I picked Edmonton to win the series overall. That's kind of a jinx I have going on in the playoffs. But yeah, of course I'm rooting for my Dallas Stars. It's like one time I wore what was the hat? A Boston Bruins hat. It was like the regular season, 3 years ago. I wore a Boston Bruins hat, and my Stars beat the Boston Bruins in that game. It's kind of how I'm treating my picks. Is I'm picking the other team. I've come this far. I have to keep doing what I'm doing. We get out of round 1. We get out of round 2. This is round 3. Yes, I'm picking Edmonton to win the series. Wink, wink. And but I'm rooting for my Stars. You can totally do that. You can pick a team to win, but root for your team, right? The jinx just, it didn't work today. It didn't happen. But yeah, it was that Connor McDavid goal at the end of the second period to put them back up by 2. That was kind of the backbreaker today. You can't, and I know the Stars know this, you can't leave that guy alone, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Here's the thing that I wonder, too. Teams like Winnipeg were doubling Rantanen, and Rantanen didn't have the greatest numbers because he had 2 guys on him at all times. And it's do the Dallas Stars not double McDavid? You have to double or even consider tripling Connor McDavid, triple teaming him. You know what I mean? Just so he can't, you form a triangle around him and he can't go anywhere on the ice. With 3 guys, you surround him. He's oh, excuse me, eh? Excuse me, let me get by you there, eh? Isn't he Canadian? Yeah, you surround him and he can't get off the ice to make a change. This is my bold new strategy for my Dallas Stars to win this series. You have to literally trap Connor McDavid on the ice, deny him of making a line change. It's so stupid. I don't know why I'm saying it's so stupid. It's never going to work. Eventually there's going to be a stoppage of play and the ref's going to be hey, get off the fucking ice, you 3 idiots. But yeah, there's just no way to guard this man. Connor McDavid, absolutely the best player in the world. You can't leave him alone. I know he can be a whiny little bitch sometimes. It feels bad. It feels bad saying that about the best player in the world. But I know he can be a whiny little bitch sometimes. But he's still, you put the puck on his stick, magical things are going to happen, dude. If you skate backwards and try to defend this man, he will blow past you like you weren't even there. He is so freaking fast and skilled. Hey, as a Stars fan, let me just go ahead and say it. Cheers to Connor McDavid. He's an incredible player. So let's take a drink. I mean that. Cheers to him. He's a great player. I don't want him to be, of course. Coming from a Stars perspective, I don't want him to be the best player in the world. I want to say we have the best player in the world, but I can't say that because it's not true. Yeah, that's my only suggestion. Regroup for next game. It's only one game. Like I said, they can beat you 100-0. It doesn't matter. It only counts as one game. You know? Just erase that out of your mind. I mean, to be honest, Dallas Stars, you played a good game. Like, other than the 5 goals, you played a pretty good game. It was solid. It just didn't work out in our favor. I'm not going to blame the day games or anything like that, but we do suck in day games. Let me just throw that out there real quick. We do suck at day games. But, yeah, no excuses. Play like a champion. Dallas Stars, man. If you lose this next game, game number 4 in Edmonton, if you don't send this thing back to Dallas, tied 2-2, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. But I am confident that we can. We played a good game today. It didn't work in our favor. Dude, we had some chances we didn't capitalize on. I'm going to go back to my harping, dude. If we don't win the cup this year, dude, I'm just going to keep harping until this man is off the team. Tyler Seguin, where you at, bro? Highest paid player on the team. When we need a crucial goal, where is he? Jamie Benn playing on the 4th fucking line now. Like, dude, this is our captain. Like, the coach recognizes this guy isn't going to do much. He's just... I don't know. I better shut up before I get disrespectful. But he's a warm body on the ice, okay? There, I said it. Now, the thing with Rope Hintz and getting slashed on the foot, one of two things should have happened, in my opinion. Either Nurse, they give us the 5-minute power play last game, or there's got to be some kind of suspension there, dude. I mean, what... And I'm saying this without knowing all the details, but is the foot broken? If the foot's broken, that's 100% a fucking suspension. You're hitting the dude. I get it. He cross-checked you before you did it, but, I shouldn't even say cross-checked. I mean, that kind of shit goes uncalled constantly because that's just part of hockey. And what I mean by cross-check, in case you're, listening to this and you're not hugely into hockey, is just taking the 2 hands on the stick and, hitting the guy in front of you. As Razor would say, massaging the lumbar with the stick. You know what I mean? It's not an illegal play, unless done in a certain way. Basically, I'm just saying it happens all the time. This is something people in front of the net do. They try to push each other out of the way. They beat each other up in front of the net, jockeying for position. But the hack on the skate where there's no pads, that's not cool, dude. So, like I said, they originally had it where we were getting 5 minutes. They changed it to 2. Okay, fine. But then after the game, nothing. You got to suspend him at least 1 game. Otherwise, you're sending a message to all the players in this series that we're not going to punish you if you hurt somebody else. And that's not good. I know the NHL doesn't want that. I don't want that. Edmonton, you don't want that. You're not saying your guys would end up more injured than our guys, but you're not going to have a team by the time it comes to play the Florida Panthers. And let's be honest, you're playing the Florida Panthers. Like, Carolina has no answer. And God bless them, Stankoven over there. Who we got, we got Rantanen, they got Stankoven. God bless him, dude. He scored a goal in the game last night to make it 1-1. That was a huge goal for him, for the team, for his career. Like, he's proving he can do this shit at the absolute highest level. There's minor league hockey, there's NHL hockey, which is a huge step up, and then there's playoff NHL hockey, which is an even further step up. And this dude is scoring goal. What is this guy? Stankoven. He's like 5'8", isn't he? Or 5'10". He's like my height out there. Skating around with these fucking... Dude, he looks like a child. But, that's kind of to his advantage. He's faster than everybody else. He's lower than everybody else. How are you going to hit him? You try to massage his lumbar, he's just going to slip right under, like do the limbo under your stick. But yeah, man, Stankoven doing his thing. I'm happy for him. I love that. I love that for him. He was a good part of our team there at the end of the season, and he was contributing. We need guys to contribute. Tyler Seguin. And it's not all on Seguin. I will say that. As much as shit as I've given Seguin over the years, it's not all on him. And I can recognize that. I know that. But dude, the only reason, if you become the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, you're getting all the love if they win. And you're getting all the hate if they lose. That. That's the position you're signing up for. If you don't want that, don't sign up for the position. But that's just how it is. And just like that example translated to hockey, if you're making the most dollars on this team, my eyes are going to you. Why didn't you make a difference? And I will say Rantanen's contract is bigger than Seguin's overall. I'm just speaking year by year, what Seguin is making this year versus what Rantanen's making this year versus what Jamie Benn's making. Seguin's the highest paid player right now, currently. From the graph I looked at, write me at drinkuntilyouPodcast@gmail.com if I'm wrong about that. I try to stay out of the numbers. I try to stay out of the financials. But when it comes to things like this, I mean, it's pretty, unless it's super obvious like this is, he's making the most on the team, and he is contributing a third of what he should. And that's probably even being generous, saying a third. But yeah, it's not all on him. It is a team game. We shouldn't have got some of those penalties, which really hurt us. Even with those penalties, though, dude, we came out unscathed and still had a chance in the game. 2-1, dude, that's a great position to be. And then the dying seconds of the second period, we go back down 3-1. That seemed to be the backbreaker. I think they end up winning it 5-1. Dude, Edmonton, man, they're powerful. They're so powerful. They've got so many weapons. They've got a great coach leading them with the team game. I mean, they can just... And I gotta say, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. If it is going to be the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers, give me Edmonton. There is no way. There's not as we would say in Texas, there's not a snowflake's chance in hell that Edmonton is going to lose 2 years in a row in the Stanley Cup final to the Florida Panthers. And Edmonton, just from today, just seeing them play my team, dude, they're fucking hungry. They know there's work that needs to be done. They're not ready to hang them up. They're not ready to, until they hold that cup in their hand, dude, they look strong, man. And also with that said, I think my Dallas Stars still have a chance to beat them. Let's just do it. Do the thing. I really don't think this is a delusional Dallas fan kind of thing. I really try to keep myself away from that realm. Our Dallas Stars are fucking good, man. Out of the 4 teams left, I mean, I would probably go, just overall out of the 4 teams left, I would probably go Edmonton, Dallas, Florida, Hurricanes are in there because they made it this deep. But, yeah, Dallas Stars still have a chance. They win next game, and everything I'm saying on this podcast, everything you fans are feeling, Dallas fans are feeling right now, it all goes out the window, doesn't it? If they win next game, you're tied 2-2, you're coming home. That's a good feeling. What's DeBoer going to cook up next game? Do we go full throttle on them? I don't know. I don't know what happens. Obviously, that's the interesting thing. The sports just change from day to day. Tomorrow could very well be the Carolina Hurricanes' last game. I mean, it's in Florida. The Panthers are just clearly the better team. And, yeah, that series could be over, which, from the Panthers' point of view, that's probably not a good thing. If you're that much better than the Hurricanes, you might want to pull back a little bit, I know you need to get rest, but I think in a way, it works against you. What if they're off for a week before this Dallas-Edmonton series is over? I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. You went from playing the highest level of hockey to now having a week off, which they're going to practice and they're going to go over strategies and they're going to watch the Dallas Stars versus the Edmonton Oilers, of course. But until you're in that shit, you're not really getting the reps anymore. So I don't know. I would assume Florida's going to knock out Carolina tomorrow. And like I said, if my Dallas Stars come out, it's only one game, guys. It's only one game. My Dallas Stars come out and punch Edmonton in the mouth, which we can absolutely do. Florida's going to be waiting there for a while, dude. Possibly getting cold. It's like the NHL's version of icing the kicker, in which case the Florida Panthers have all to say if they want to get iced or not. They could let up a little bit. They could let up. That's just a funny thing to think about. Professional athletes looking the other way and being like, oops, I missed that pass. Oh, they scored. Oh, no, we're going to lose this game. That's just a funny thing to think about. The Florida Panthers are miles better. Miles. And that's sad for Carolina, dude. I actually like Carolina. I like what they've done over the last year. Dude, they're always in it. They're always so close. They just can't. It's like as a coaching staff, as management of the team, what do you do? They had Rantanen, that was not working out. So it's like getting star players like that that's not really the fix. So what do you do? How long has Stahl played for the Hurricanes, by the way? I mean, he spent his whole career there, and they won 2006, and that's great. Was Stahl on the team then? I can't even remember. Does Stahl have a Stanley Cup championship? Because that kind of changes things in my mind. If he has one Stanley Cup with them, then it's like, career kind of good. Of course you want to win it every year. Your team's been in it over and over again, but you still, when you go home, you put on that shiny Stanley Cup champion ring and you remember. And you say, I did it once. I don't know why. Maybe you start blaming some teammates there. I don't know why this team can't do it. But I did it once with the team we had in 2006. And now the player that was on the team is coaching the team. Yeah, it's just such a wild thing. But yeah, I mean, Carolina doesn't have an answer. Like, even if they win next game, dude, you can just know in the back of your mind that's just for show. Which, like I said, that honestly doesn't make any sense because Florida is already at home, so you might as well go ahead and win it in front of your fans. But, yeah, dude, let's go Stars. I'm still rooting for you guys. And if you come out next game, you punch them in the mouth, as I like to say. You're all good. It's a new series coming back to Dallas. I mean, this one's got to be going 7, right? The Dallas Stars versus the Edmonton Oilers. I'm hoping, just as a Dallas fan, we can get it to that Game 7, which will be at home. And we do have the extra firepower of Rantanen, Granlund, and we come out on top in that game. It's nobody said it's going to be easy, and it's not going to be easy. So, that's that. That's the episode. Thank you guys for listening. Sucks. What am I going to do? I'm just going to be sad about my Stars the rest of the day. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for me. I will talk to you next week. As always, I say this in every episode. Don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a Waymo if it's in your area. Treat yourself to a DoorDash, an Uber Eats. They'll bring you the booze. Even on a Sunday, they'll still bring you beer and wine. It might not be liquor. But, dude, you drink a couple of... you drink a box of wine, you're good. Trust me, you're good. Just be safe out there. It's not worth it. I love you all. I will talk to you next week. Bye!